now? Perfect.
Let's begin.
Time to twirl!
Let's make it quick.
Honored to meet me. Time to twirl!
We need a strategy.
Upgrade configured.
Stay. Stay calm.
Let's go.
Commencing support.
Rules are made to be broken.
Time to twirl! What are you looking at? I won't break!
Leave it to me. Let's begin. Leave it to me.
Time to twirl!
Let's make it quick.
Let's begin.
Time to twirl!
Let's go. We need a strategy.
Upgrade configured.
Stay. Stay calm.
Commencing support. Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours! Enemy data signet markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack! Time to twirl!
You know nothing of the weight behind this. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice. Leave it to me. Stand down.
Time to twirl!
Rules are made to be broken.
The combat report will be ready soon.
Let's begin. Leave it to me.
Time to twirl!
Let's make it quick.
Let's begin.
Time to twirl!
We need a strategy.
Upgrade configured.
Stay. Stay calm.
Time to twirl!
Fine.
Let's go.
Time for some hardship.
Time to twirl! Quietly.
Leave it to me.
Time to twirl!
Let's make it quick.
Let's begin.
Time to twirl! Enemy targets detected.
We need a strategy.
Upgrade configured.
Stay. Stay calm.
Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours! Time to twirl!
You know nothing of the weight. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Time to twirl!
Rules are made to be broken.
The combat report will be ready soon.
Let's go. We need a strategy.
Upgrade configured.
Stay.
Keep at it.
Stay calm.
Go.
Commencing support. Ready for another? Honored to meet me. Time to twirl!
Let's make it quick. Go.
Time to twirl!
Leave it to me.
Go.
Time to twirl!
Need a strategy.
Upgrade configured.
Stay. Stay calm.
Let's go.
Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours! Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
You know nothing of the survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Rules are made to be broken.
Time to twirl!
It'll take more than that.
Let's begin.
Go. Let's make it quick.
Time to twirl! Ready for another? This big diamond! It's all yours!
Go.
The combat report will be ready soon.
Leave it go.
Time to twirl!
Let's begin.
Time to twirl!
We need a strategy.
Upgrade configured.
Stay.
Keep at it.
Stay calm.
Let's go.
You know nothing of survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Time to twirl! Commencing so ready for another.
Rules are made to be broken.
Time to twirl!
Leave it to go.
Time to twirl! Time to twirl!
We need a strategy.
Upgrade configured.
Stay. Stay calm.
Enemy targets detected. Ready for another? Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours!
You know nothing of survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Rules are made to be broken.
Time to twirl! Time to twirl! Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. The combat report will be ready soon.
Let's begin. Leave it to me.
Time to twirl!
Let's begin.
Time to twirl!
We need a strategy.
Upgrade configured.
Stay. Stay calm.
Let's go.
Command ready for another? What are you looking at? Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours! Time to twirl!
You know nothing. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Time to twirl!
Let's begin.
Time to twirl! Time to twirl! Honored to meet me.
Leave it to me.
Time to twirl! Time to twirl!
Need a strategy.
Upgrade configured.
Stay.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
You know nothing. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Rules are made to be broken.
Stay calm.
Enemy targets detect. Ready for another? Time to twirl! This big diamond! It's all yours!
some hardship.
Time to twirl! Commencing support.
Leave it to me.
Ready for another?
Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
The combat report will be ready soon.
Ask the conductor about what happened.
Oh good, you're here. Pom-Pom doesn't know, but it's in the Express! No one knows Akivili's Express better than Pom-Pom. There is something strange in here. Pom-Pom can feel it. Help Pom-Pom look for it. We have to find it! Wow, so this is the Astral Express. Huh, perfect. I'm a messenger from the Garden of Recollection. I will be staying on the Express from now on. It's very nice to meet you. Let me explain. Garden of Recollection is an organization that worships the Aeon Fuli. As a messenger for the remembrance, we surrendered our worldly bodies and traversed the universe in the form of memes to search the stars on behalf of Fuli for the most precious memories. Seeing that I'm able to be here, you must have already come to understand the concept of remembrance and the Garden of Recollection. The memories that you possess have activated a pathway for the Garden of Recollection to make copies and implant me into your thoughts. We can actually just follow you without being noticed. However, the Garden of Recollection believes that you're special. The memories that you possess are extremely rare and precious, and it's very likely there will be even more in the future. That's why I thought it'd be best if I introduced myself to you. I noticed that you've also received the concept of memo snatchers. The Garden of Recollection wouldn't want you to mistake us for thieves or crooks. Everything we do is for a higher purpose. I believe we've become acquainted now. There's a big difference, of course. I don't have a material body, so it doesn't count as smuggling. Why would I want to steal a material body? I gave up my own willingly. There is actually something that I need, so I'll get right to it. The Garden of Recollection wants to preserve your memories, but don't worry, we won't take it from you. We just want to make a copy of the precious moments. You can see it as a trade between us. This is the Forgotten Hall, created specially to store your memories. We hope that you can visit this place regularly to rekindle your lost memories. The Garden of Recollection will extract the memories they want and give you something in return, in the form of matter and light cones. Come, I swear on the memories of my past self that you won't be at a loss for anything. Do you want to enter the Forgotten Hall?
Enemy ahead. No harm in
Upgrade
trying.
configured.
Stay.
This is our chance.
Time to twirl! Time for a shot. Nap time.
Leave it to me.
Time to twirl!
You know nothing of the weight. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Time to twirl! This big diamond! It's all yours!
Let's make it quick.
What are you looking at?
Rules are made to be broken.
Naughty child. Time to twirl!
This is our chance.
Time for a shot. Nap time.
Let's go.
What is it? Are you not feeling well? That's how it is the first time from now on. All you have to do is enter the Forgotten Hall periodically, and we'll give you an abundant amount of rewards. About me being on the Astral Express. It'd be best if you kept it between the two of us. I won't reveal myself to your companions, so make sure you don't tell them about me, okay? You can say that it's just a phase flame or an Inquisition spirit. They often suddenly appear and then vanish. You should be able to get past them with that. Alrighty then. Just step close to the mirror if you ever want to find me.
Did you find anything?
An Inquisition spirit? On the Express?
Yeah, these creatures do suddenly pop up sometimes and start questioning the first person they see. What did it ask you? This actually confirms a theory that I've always had. It seems like Inquisition spirits are a creation of the Elation.
Pom-Pom doesn't care whose creation it is. It has to go.
Indeed. Welt, do you know what to do?
Don't worry, it should be gone by now. Inquisition spirits only ask one question at a time. It will go elsewhere once it gets an answer.
That's good.
That should do it.
Another peaceful day. La 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 la. Another.
Thank you. I'm sorry you had to lie, but please do understand. We have our own rules at the Garden of Recollection. Do you want to enter the Forgotten Hall? Do you want to enter the Forgotten Hall?
Enemy ahead. No harm in trying.
Upgrade configured.
Let's go.
Time to twirl!
Let's begin.
Do you know who I— This big diamond! It's all yours! Time to twirl!
You know nothing. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Let's make it quick.
What are you looking at?
Rules are made to be broken.
Time to twirl!
This is our chance.
Time for a shot. Nap time. Do you know who I— This big diamond! It's all yours!
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Leave it to me. You know nothing. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice. Enemy ahead. No harm in trying.
Upgrade configured. Time to twirl! Time to twirl!
Nap time.
I won't break. Time to twirl! Do you know who I... This big diamond! It's all yours!
Rules are made to be broken.
Time to twirl!
You know nothing. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Honored to meet me.
That's better.
Timely treatment.
What are you looking at?
Time for a shot.
How appropriate.
Let's begin.
Let's go. Rules are made to be broken.
Honored to meet me.
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
I can take more than that.
That's better.
Time to twirl!
You know nothing. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Do you know who I... This big diamond! It's all yours! What are you looking at?
Naughty child.
Much better.
Leave it to me.
Go. Let's make it quick.
Just a little something. Think nothing of it. That's better.
Let's go.
Let's begin. You know nothing of survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice. Enemy ahead. No harm in trying.
Upgrade configured. Hey! Time to twirl!
That'll take more nap time.
Time to twirl!
You know nothing. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Time to twirl!
Let's make it quick.
Time for a shot.
Stand down. I'm fine.
Onward!
Leave it to me.
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Much better.
Do you know who I...
This big diamond! It's all yours!
Rules are made to be broken.
Time to twirl!
Let's go.
Honored to meet me.
Naughty child. That's better.
Timely treat.
I won't fray.
Back off.
Connection.
Let's begin.
Time for a shot.
You know nothing. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Stop right there.
I'll leave the rest to you.
Just in time. Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Much better. Rules are made to be broken.
That'll take nap time.
Let's go.
Onward!
Back off.
So this is defeat.
Naughty child. That's better. Today me is even more awesome than yesterday me.
No. Nice. It's getting late. Where to now?
Well, now that we're done with that whole situation in the underworld, we can finally look for the Stellaron. But thinking about it, I feel a bit bad about Clara. We promised her that our talks with Svarog would go peacefully.
You tried your best. Don't blame yourself. I should have considered such a situation in advance. And it was Svarog who attacked first. We didn't have any other choice.
I didn't mean for you guys to start beating yourselves up over it. Look on the bright side. Things turned out all right, didn't they? Now everyone knows that the real problem here is the Stellaron, and they're willing to help us out. All in all, the mission is going super smoothly.
But we still have a lot left to figure out. For instance... Exactly. There must be a reason for this sudden change in her attitude. And we still don't have the coordinates and location of the Stellaron. We still haven't put all of the pieces together. Dreams?
Oh, I remember you mentioned something about strange dreams before.
All 3 dreams were the same, with Cocolia and that other voice.
It would be weird to call it a coincidence.
I'm wondering if these dreams aren't just random, if there's some meaning behind them. Maybe you're having them because...
Because of the Stellaron inside him?
That's my hunch, but I have no proof.
Well, then that's as good as nothing for now. So, what should we do when we get back above ground? After all this talk, we're still back at square one.
We solve a puzzle one piece at a time. Let's get some rest. We'll talk to Wildfire tomorrow and get to the bottom of this. Also, there's still one more key character we haven't talked to yet. Her connection to Cocolia may be the key to cracking this mystery.
You're back! I've heard from Wildfire that you helped resolve that whole situation with Svarog. Amazing. It must have been exhausting. Please have some food and get a good night's rest.
Over there. See that? That used to be the worst street in Rivet Town, and it's also where I grew up. My friends and I used to wander those streets, thinking about where to find our next meal. That is, until Chief Oleg got me out and took me to the orphanage. There, I learned to read and write from Natasha. At the age of 10, I started to patrol the mines with Oleg, occasionally getting into fights with the local thugs.
That sounds nice.
Nice? You being sarcastic with me?
Oh, no, sorry. Life in the underworld is difficult. I shouldn't be speaking about it so lightly.
You're always so serious. It really gets on people's nerves sometimes, you know?
Right. What I meant was... I kind of envy you, Zila. For as long as I can remember, my days have been an endless cycle of studying, etiquette lessons, and training. Every day, all I hear is, remember who you are, Bronya. This is against the Architect's admonishments, Bronya. Ladies shouldn't use such foul language, Bronya. Some may envy this kind of life, but I have felt trapped. When every choice and every goal has already been made for you. You probably can't imagine how that feels.
No, I can't. But more importantly, what kind of foul language were you using?
In the name of the Architects, I shall stick this spear into your nostril.
That's it? Oh, that's nothing. Looks like I'll have to teach you some underworld slang before you go back.
No, that won't be necessary.
It'll be better than poking people's nostrils, at least. I never thought that I'd be here having a heart-to-heart with the future Guardian. As a kid, I didn't meet many people who lived in the overworld. I only heard stories from the grown-ups and figured you were all just a bunch of cold snobs.
I've heard from some Silvermane veterans that before the orders were made to seal off the underworld from the overworld, there was no difference between the two places. Everybody ate the same food, chatted about the same topics, celebrated the same festivals. Even though times are different now, things like the joys and sorrows of life, the ties between people, these precious things must certainly still connect us all. If there is a way to bridge the gap between the two worlds, we can definitely go back to the time when you and I were not divided. when we could stand side by side against the Eternal Freeze and the Fragmentum.
I'm not like you. I don't have that many grand plans for the future. But if that's the future you want, I'm willing to build this bridge with you.
Thank you, Zila. Your trust is very important to me.
Speaking of which, what are you going to do next? What Svarog revealed must have made quite an impact, huh?
Yes. I thought I was prepared for anything, but... as long as I am the Guardian's successor, those truths will come out sooner or later. But why does my mother hide it from me? And why does she want me to hunt down the outsiders who know about the nature of the Stellaron? It doesn't make sense. I thought it over. There's only one thing I can do. Go ask her directly.
You... hold on. You're not really going, are you? Alone? You can't. This plan is...
I've already thought it through, Zila. I am Madame Cocolia's daughter. That will never change. Be it my duties as her heir or as a Silvermane guard. I must face my problems head on.
Bronya.
This is for you, Zila. Please help me pass it on to the outsiders. If I am unable to see you again, they'll know what to do.
Okay, I understand. You've made up your mind, and there's nothing I can say that will change it. But remember this. If you run into trouble, I will come to save you, no matter what.
Then I'll be waiting for you. So, did you come to this spot when you were a child?
Of course. I just didn't appreciate how nice it was at the time. Very nice.
That was a good sleep. I should go meet up with March and Danhong.
Took you long enough, sleepyhead. We've been waiting all day. I've noticed that our sleep routines don't match up. You either keep getting up in the middle of the night or snoozing away until the day's almost out. Unacceptable. You gotta work on your teamwork.
Did you have a dream again last night?
Huh, that's weird. I bet the conductor won, right?
Well then, let's go find Wildfire to discuss our next move and see if they have any new discoveries.
Let's go! I can't wait to finally get back above ground.
Where have you been?
Oh, look who's here.
It's the Bane of Svarog, the big hero of the underworld. And the other big heroes, Dan Hung and March 7th.
Were those lines rehearsed?
Where's Natasha? Is she here?
She has a bunch of other things to attend to, so I hope you don't mind talking to this old man instead. I speak on behalf of Natasha. By the way, sorry for keeping that whole thing about her being the actual leader of Wildfire a secret. Oh, well, I might just be second in command, but I still have a lot of responsibility. I couldn't give Natasha up right when we first met, could I? I had no clue that you bunch would become big heroes of the underworld. She told me to make sure you return to the overworld safely. I gave it some thought, and I think the safest way is to ask this fella for help.
I brought you down. I can take you back up. Free of charge. Satisfaction guaranteed.
There's no need to knock us out this time, right?
Of course not. This time, we'll go back through the furnace core. Well, for my sparkling companionship, of course. I jest. The path has been blocked for over 10 years, and very few know how to get through. That's where I come in.
Ugh, enough chatter. Just be a good guide.
Hold on. What about Branya? Why isn't she here?
She already went back. As you know, she has some things to settle with the Supreme Guardian.
What? She just ditched us and went back? How could you let her?
Exactly. She has a lot of responsibilities. I don't completely understand, but I trust that she's trying to solve the problem. Oh, right. Branya told me to give you this.
She left us a letter. Could this be one of those open in case of emergency letters? I've never gotten one of those before.
Stop overthinking and just open it.
Brother and sister Landau. I know the brother must refer to Japard, but who could the sister be? Oh, Serval! So she's Japard's older sister.
She gave it some good thought. But whatever's going on in that Supreme Guardian's head... even Branya might have trouble understanding. Sampo, do you know the Landau siblings?
Landau. Yeah, we're all friends. I've mostly dealt with the younger brother in the past, but the sister... she's much scarier. Today's supposed to be a day of celebration, so let's not talk about it right now. We can set out at any time. Just come find me when you're ready.
Ah, young lad. Fortunately, Svarog turned... Well, you still have a long journey.
Well, my friends, are you ready to head out? Wonderful. Remember to bring enough food and drink to refuel on the way. We have a lot of steps to climb.
Mother, I have returned.
Bronya, I thought I'd lost you. Where were you? Are you hurt? I'll fetch the butler right away.
No, there's no need. I don't want to see Sebas right now. Sorry, Mother. I'm fine, really. I just got into a few skirmishes down in the underworld, but nothing I couldn't handle.
The underworld? Oh, I see. In that case, report everything you saw. Commander Bronya.
After the failed pursuit at Backwater Pass, the wanted outsiders and I were somehow taken to the underworld. Because of the difficult situation we were in, we formed a temporary alliance to help the residents of the underworld resolve a few issues of survival. We also defeated an ancient robot known as Svarog and learned some truths about the Stellaron.
I'm listening.
Madam Cacolia, it is my firm belief that the visitors from beyond the sky are not the villains we had imagined before. I witnessed them take up arms in the name of justice and risk their lives for the sake of others. I can also ascertain that they did come for the Stellaron, but only to relieve the disaster it has brought upon Belobog. Mother, you've always known the truth about the Stellaron, haven't you? Well, the responsibility of bearing that truth will fall upon me one day. Such is the burden of being guardian, to carry these secrets for eternity. So, I ask you to forgive my defiance, but I believe that the order to dispatch the outsiders was a mistake. To solve the problems brought on by the Stellaron, the architects waited hundreds of years, and those outsiders may be the...
Enough!
What?
Arrogant. Ignorant. Oh, you disappoint me, Bronya. You merely glimpsed the tip of the iceberg, and now you think you know everything. You spend a short time with that underworld scum, and suddenly you have the audacity to question my orders? Guards! Take Bronya.
They are not scum. My entire life. Everything you ever kept from me. I remember it clearly now. This time I am standing my ground, Madam Guardian. And please, stop dismissing me with vague excuses. Tell me what you have seen. What exactly it is you are hiding. Why do you send the Silvermane guards to die in the Fragmentum? Why have you abandoned the people of the underworld? And why? Why did you have that sudden change of mind?
I knew this moment would come sooner or later. I just didn't expect it would be so soon. You want to know why I gave those orders? Is that right? Do you believe you're ready to learn the truth?
Yes. I am ready. Mother?
Then come with me, Bronya. It is time you heard it. The voice of this dying world.
We're finally back. I forgot what fresh air tasted like.
No.
Where's Sambo?
Nope. Next question. Where's our next stop? We should find somewhere to put our feet up. As long as it's not Goethe Hotel again.
Classic unreliable Sambo. He probably guessed we'd ask where his hiding place was. No sooner are we back in the administrative district than he sneaks off.
The bro or the sis? If you're talking about Japard, we should be careful. He's a top Silvermane guard. He'd probably get a medal for every one of us he brought in. Dan Hung?
I think it'd be best to pay a visit to Serval Land.
So you think we should avoid Japard for the time being?
He's an elite officer of the Silvermane Guards. It wouldn't be easy to get to him. Besides, if he hasn't been persuaded by Branya's letter...
Makes sense. Guess we better head over to...
But...
What's wrong, Zila?
Nothing. It's just a little... The last time I was on the surface, I was... the overworld, and the... I'm okay. Let's go. There are so many Silvermane guards on patrol. Is it usually like this?
No. I don't remember the security being this tight last time. It might have something to do with us. The Supreme Guardian has probably learned of our arrival.
Who is it? Shop's closed today. You'll have to come back tomorrow. Huh? Ah, I remember. The three outsiders. Wait, why are you still strolling around the city? Do you know? Quick, act natural and get inside.
All right, you'll be safe here. My workshop has pretty good soundproofing and barely anyone comes in. Just what crime did you commit, exactly? They recalled a bunch of guards from the front line to track you down. It's unprecedented. Now they're patrolling.
Oh, we just...
Not yet, March. Branya said we could trust you completely.
You mean to say you don't? Good. That's smart of you. But you needn't worry. Kokolia and I aren't even on speaking terms. It was her that ejected me from the Architects. I refuse to stand with her. I don't believe you guys would do anything bad. And the Architects are gonna need conclusive and publicly available evidence for me to think otherwise. I know Kokolia's style. Most people in a frenzy don't stop to ponder the details. You could say that. We were like sisters once, inseparable. Of course, that was all before she became the Supreme Guardian. These days, I just spend my time fixing things in this workshop and playing music. It's a pretty carefree existence. If I'm not careful, I'll start boring you all with sob stories from the past. Let's get back to you guys. If long-lost Branya told you to come here, you must have something important to tell me. You can trust me. I know our paths have only crossed once before, but my intuition tells me you guys are good people. And I've got good intuition, by the way.
Ooh, I'm the best storyteller. Let me.
Try not to embellish the facts.
So that's what's been happening. No wonder we hadn't heard from Branya recently. I believe you. There's no way you could have invented all those twists and turns. What's more, we have Miss Zila here as living proof. As for the Stellaron, when I was still one of the architects working in the scientific research division, I was researching the Stellaron. I never thought I'd hear that word again after being expelled by the architects. Only a very few people in Belobog know of the existence of the Stellaron. Those that do would never, but according to the data recorded in that robot, Svarog, the architects dug out the truth long ago. Just my luck. Out of all the research topics I could have chosen, I insisted on the Stellaron. It's clear now that maybe I should be thanking Kokolia. All she did was push me out. Yes. I never observed it directly, but I used lab simulation. According to the survey results, the Stellaron is likely to the north of Belobog.
We must locate it as soon as possible. Ideally.
Not a problem. I was thinking the same thing. The area to the north of Belobog has been more or less swallowed up by the fragment. Even if you get past the restricted zone in one piece. Correct. And it's different from the underground towns you described. The fragmentum...
It sounds like the three of us and Zila might not be enough.
I fear we may not have the time.
Hey, enough pessimism. Back in my official... This calls for brainwaves, not brawn waves.
Really? Great. Phew. Let's...
I want to see the Stellaron too, you know. It was my research topic for over a decade. That's settled then. There's no time to lose. Darn it! I forgot. Find somewhere to hide. Quick! I'll handle him. Shepard! It's you!
Things are manageable. The latest wave of monster attacks has slowed.
Ah! Oh, yes.
Sis, you look a bit pale.
No. Why would anything have happened?
You don't normally use my full name.
You said you hate it when I call you bro in public.
You can call me whatever you like. Look, Serval, I'm here on official business today.
Those guys can't think outside the box. Of course they can't wrap their heads around my design.
Sorry to trouble you.
Why are you being so polite? Oh, and what?
I've been instructed to keep...
Lil Jeppy. So grown up now, looking down on his civilian...
Don't say that. Forget it. If I don't tell you, Pela will. Last night, Lady Bronya suddenly appeared. She entered Klapoth Fort without saying anything. The Supreme Guardian is worried that the 3 intruders may have followed Bronya out of the Fragmentum and back into the administrative district. She issued a curfew for the entire city and ordered us to pursue and capture...
Ah, so that's...
I'm not sure. She hasn't left Klapoth Fort. The Supreme Guardian just said she'd returned.
Well, I was sure worried about her. After she disappeared, Pela's workload doubled. She said...
She really does tell you everything. Oh, by the way, I left my Goethe Hotel limited edition flask behind last time I was here. Let me...
Wait!
What is it?
It's, right. You remember how you neglected all those flowers to death?
Seems like a strange reason not to take a look. Plus, am I supposed to...
Am not!
Never mind. This is your space, and I shouldn't intrude.
Hey, wait a sec. Those intruders. I wanted to ask, what crime have they committed?
They're plotting to overthrow the architects and bring harm to the city.
Huh. Reminds me of the accusations against me. Cocolia's methods haven't changed.
Don't say that, Serval. I know that you're still nursing a grief.
You're telling me off again? Fine.
I will, if I have the time.
The coast is clear. You can come out now.
Phew. I nearly suffocated. What kind of plot device was that?
I almost lost my cool when he went for his flask.
This is bad. Bronya's in danger.
Attempting to storm Klapoth Fort by ourselves? Rest assured, Cocolia may have changed over the years.
You sound like...
Didn't you hear him? He said he needs to take care of a few matters in the city first. Come on, let's go to the restricted zone. If we can get...
Is Bronya really safe?
You care about her, huh? You must have become close friends.
Come around and have a look.
Close is a bit much, but I made her a promise.
Relax.
Oh, they've jacked up security all right. How the heck are we gonna sneak in? Serval, we need one of those
Leave it to me. Stick close, guys, and don't get spotted.
This is a military base. Trespassers aren't allowed in. Wait, isn't that... Sir...
Well, if it isn't Franz. Long time no see. You still watching the entrance?
Well, you see, you haven't changed, Serval. Still nailing us to the wall. So, what brings you over here at this hour? And who are the guys behind you?
My brother said the restricted zone energy lines were malfunctioning. Told me it was urgent. He doesn't trust those contracted maintenance workers, so he got me in for free. These guys are my assistants. We need to overhaul all the installations here.
I didn't hear anything about the energy lines malfunctioning.
Oh, please. This is a technology division issue. Why would they tell you guys? Come on, let us in already. If the heating system goes down in the middle of the night, are you gonna be responsible for all the frozen corpses?
No, that's, not something I could handle. Seeing as you're Captain Japard's sister, Okay, here are some temporary passes. Oh, and remember to give them back to me when you leave.
Thanks, Franz. I'll put in a good word for you with my brother and get him to promote you.
No, Captain Japard hates all that under-the-table stuff. I'd have a better chance if you don't mention me at all.
See? That was easy.
You're Japard's sister, all right.
Do you see that mechanical gear bridge? An endless fragmentum, a few exhausted Silvermane guards. If we want to progress...
Exactly.
Let's go then. First, we need to think of a way to get to the other side. I helped set the underlying mechanisms for this type of gear bridge. It's controlled via different
Is Japard on frontline duty a lot?
Yes, but what made you ask that all of a sudden?
It's so dangerous. Don't you worry about him?
He's a Landau. Nope. This terminal's offline. We can't control it from here. So let's look for another. Every platform linked to the gear bridge should have a similar...
I never would have guessed that Japard and you were brother and sister.
I can't say I blame you. We're nothing alike in personality or... Darn! Can't activate it. It seems like someone severed the energy supply to the... I was just thinking that. We can't rule it out. With the front line on high alert, they must have rotated the bridge to make it impassable. Then they cut off the energy supply to the terminals to avoid accidental repositioning. That way, even if the front line were to collapse, the fragmentum monsters wouldn't be able to make it to the other side.
Bronya was right. The Silvermane guards really are risking their lives to protect Belobog.
Just my conjecture, but I doubt it's far from the truth. My brother mentioned that they've had to use extreme measures to repel the fragmentum monster. Let's press on. We can't activate either of these terminals, so let's look for the... That's it! The thing's shaped like a giant iron
And it's behind a gate. What are the odds?
Its formal name is the Mechanism Energy Hub.
No wonder it's so heavily guarded.
One unit for everything? That's a disaster waiting to happen.
As long as we can gain access permissions to the hub, we can operate the gear bridge terminals. That's why I told them we were here for urgent maintenance.
So that's why you went for maintenance.
Come on, let's see if that guard over there will let us pass. Yo!
Are you the emergency engineers? I saw you guys hanging around. Did you find the problem?
Not yet. Everything looks normal so far. I think the problem is stemming from the energy hub. If you let us in, we can do a routine service inspection. I've worked on various iterations of this type of installation.
No. No can do. No one gets near the energy hub without the security captain's encryption key.
Not even the Supreme Guardian?
The Supreme Guardian? Hey, no games, you hear? No dice without the encryption key.
Darn, this guy's not stupid.
You need the encryption key, right? Which captain should I bother?
Captain Dunn's resting up ahead. Go and find him.
Dunn? Why didn't you say so? No. Hey, Dunn! It's been a while. I didn't know you made security captain.
Serval, it's been a long time. You're still so... You look good.
Allow me to introduce my assistants to you. They help me take care of business at the workshop. Everyone, this is Captain Dunn, an old friend of mine. He used to be an ace on the keys in the band.
Oh, you play rock and roll too? Cool!
Pleased to meet you.
Oh, hello.
Oh, what's that weird smell?
Zachary! How many days has it been since you showered?
I showered right before my shift.
What did you say?
I haven't showered in 2 days, sir.
Unacceptable, especially in front of visitors. Apologies for the embarrassment, all.
It's not a big deal, Dunn. You know, if you get a chance, would you want to get on stage with us again? My keyboard guy is pretty good, but I still miss our military days playing in the band.
That was a long time ago, Serval. I haven't touched a keyboard in ages. Besides, I'm stationed here all year round. I'm afraid I don't get many chances to return to the city, though I don't stand on ceremony. How may I assist you?
I've checked the lines. There don't seem to be any major problems. The guard over there said that I needed an encryption key to open the...
Could you be any less discreet?
Anything wrong?
Sorry, Serval, but can you tell me what Captain Japard told you?
Huh? Oh, let me think. Hey, sis, the energy supply lines in the restricted zone have malfunctioned. Those useless engineers can't find the problem.
And may I ask, when did he contact you?
This morning? Yeah, that's right. He's on urban patrol duty today, right? That's why he popped round and asked the favor.
Aha. Captain Japard just returned to the front line. I could reconfirm with him?
Huh? Hold up, he's back? That can't be. He was still in the city a little while ago.
You haven't changed, Serval. You're still a lousy liar. These people you've brought, they're not workshop assistants, right? Serval, it's not that I don't want to help you, but you should remember that I'm a Belobog Silvermane guard. How about this? You can leave, and I won't tell anyone about this incident. But the outsiders must remain.
There goes the negotiation.
I brought you guys here, and I'm standing with you till the end. Dunn, this concerns the fate of Belobog. No, the fate of our whole world. Please, don't stand in our way.
Serval! We used to rehearse together every day. You must understand. My rock and roll soul is to uphold the dignity of a soldier.
I'm fine.
Let's go.
Time to twirl! Time to twirl!
Rules are made to be broken.
On my mark! Not a step back!
Do you know who I... This big diamond! It's all yours!
Time for some hardship.
Time to twirl! Time to twirl! Hit! Now.
Let's begin.
Serval?
I'm sorry, Dunn. Time for a little nap.
He's just unconscious. Don't worry.
Stubborn fool. Strong, though. Wildfire lacks people like him.
Got it! The encryption key. Quick, before we attract attention, let's...
I think we attracted attention.
That's the enemy attack alarm. Every Silvermane guard in the reserve zone just became our enemy. We've made it up till now. I could lose an arm and a leg for all I... Quick, back to the energy supply hub. Anyone that tries to stop us is gonna find out a thing.
If I'd known he had the encryption key from the start, I could have snuck in and taken it off him myself.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, Sela. Activating the...
Leave it to me.
Time to twirl! Hit!
Let's begin.
Let's make it quick.
Time to twirl! Time to twirl! Nap time. I'm okay.
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Someone there.
Time to twirl! Time to twirl!
Is that all?
This is our chance.
Time to twirl!
Stand down. Leave it to me.
Just a little something. Think nothing of it. How appropriate.
Let's make it quick.
Time to twirl!
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Who goes there? Someone there.
Time to twirl! Time nap time.
Let's go.
Nothing. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Time to twirl!
We're in.
Oh, it's open! Oh.
Give me some time. Who decided? Emergency fire, rock and roll dance floor, your bridge control terminal. That's it. I've reset the energy system.
Serval, won't more Silvermane guards be waiting for us on the other side of the gear bridge?
Yup.
Then what's our plan?
Well, either we reason with them or charge straight through the...
Careful.
There's no other way.
Do you know who I...
This big diamond! It's all yours!
Time to twirl!
Stay calm.
Honored to meet me. Naughty child. That's better.
Let's begin. Stand down.
Let's make it quick.
What are you looking at?
Rules are made to be broken.
I'm okay. Just a little something. Think nothing of it. Time to twirl! Nap time. Do you know who...
This big diamond! It's all yours!
Time to twirl!
Leave it to me. You know nothing of the... Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
This is our chance.
Energy restored, 40%. We did it. Perfect.
We could have a...
He probably...
Are you sure you can...
I've probably got a...
Haven't you noticed yet?
We need to be sure.
Of course. My word...
Before our next expedition, I need Himeko to teach me some negotiation skills. Beating people up all the time is cramping my elegance.
I haven't fought with Japard since he enlisted. He could never beat me when we were little, but now...
Serval,
Wait, Japard! Listen to me.
when the sentry reported to me, I thought there must have been a misunderstanding. The enemy alarm had to be unrelated to your entry into the restricted zone. Perhaps the intruders had taken you hostage. Step away from the intruders, Serval. Walk over slowly and stand behind me.
I'm sorry. We have an understanding. I stand with them. Give me a few minutes, just a few. I'll explain every...
Enough, Serval. Have you forgotten where we are? We Landows ought to know this place better than anywhere. The outer reaches of the front line against the Fragmentum. Every Silvermane guard here, every person here, is ready to sacrifice themselves. Yet here you are, leading fugitives into the restricted zone, attacking my Silvermane comrades in arms, hijacking the energy hub. Are you really worthy of the Landau name?
Why do you think I've come here? We found a way to dispel the eternal freeze, to seal the Fragmentum. It might be the only lifeline this world has left.
If that were true, why wouldn't you report to Madame Cocolia? Why would you sneak into the restricted zone and create—
You don't understand. The one preventing us from getting close to the truth is Cocolia herself.
You have all seen the Supreme Guardian in person. Do you think you can act as you please because she didn't recognize your version of events?
Listen to me, Gepard. The origin and spread of the Fragmentum is linked to the Stellaron. The meteorite in the Architect's records,
I know about the Stellaron. It's exactly what the fugitives behind you are seeking. But the Madam Guardian has warned me before that you were indulging in fantasy. That guards, formation, arrest these people. We could be inundated with Fragmentum.
The forbidden is only forbidden to conceal the truth within. Cocolia's afraid that we'll seize on this knowledge, that the truth will spread far and wide. I've said my piece. Whether you believe it or not is up to you. Regardless, you should know by now your sister's never been one to back down. If there's something or someone you can't abide, you should stand up and resist. And if there's something you...
Save your explanation for the judge. This isn't like our childhood game, Sir.
The barrier hasn't been fixed yet. Don't try and be a hero, Gepard.
Didn't I tell you?
I'm okay.
Our position is solid.
Stay calm.
Time to twirl! Time to twirl! Time for a shot.
Rules are made to be broken. On my command, take courage. Just a scratch.
Stand down.
Let's make it quick.
Oh dear. Naughty child. Time to twirl!
Let's go.
Time to twirl! Time for a shot. Now.
Resistance is futile.
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Let's make it quick.
Honored to meet me.
Rules are made to be broken.
He just...
He's as stubborn as I am. It could be enough. That's enough, Gepard. Take a look around you. You're the last man standing.
Even if I am, I won't yield. We don't want you to yield through force of arms. That wouldn't be a victory for us.
Yeah, our goal is the same as yours. Serval's and Branya's.
Gepard, brother, surely now you can see the need for pragmatism. Even if you don't believe my outsider friends, you should believe me. Maybe I've There's nothing more to say, Japard.
As a captain of the Silvermane Guards, I am duty-bound to carry out... But Lady Bronya is the commanding officer for the front lines. According... For the Silvermane Guards, the Guardian's orders are paramount and absolute. But there is something of equal importance in the oath we take.
The people of Belobog.
If we lose the people, we lose the reason for our existence. Our fight with the Fragmentum monsters is for the sake of preservation. But our fight with you, if you are truly able to prevent our endlessly unfolding misfortunes, then the people of Belobog are indebted to you. But if you are using lies to mask your true intentions...
They're not lying. I promise you.
You must be Zila. You are a...
Regardless of what you believe, these guys have been a great help to the underworld.
If you want to advance further northward, you must traverse an area entirely corroded by the Fragmentum. The guards can give you some time before the next wave of attacks is upon us. As soon as the restricted zone gate is open, the monsters on the other side will turn out in full force. Once you've broken through the front line, there's nothing more we can do for you. So, have you made up your minds? Understood. Keep your weapons close. This will be a fierce fight. Guards, open the gate.
Are you dealing with attacks like this?
It's a common occurrence. Guards, formation!
Well, I'm gonna make sure I don't owe the guards any favors when this is done.
Here they come!
Steel yourselves!
Time to twirl! Time to twirl! Time for a shot.
Time for some hardship. Leave it to me.
Time to twirl! Honored to meet me. Naughty child. How appropriate. I won't break. How many of them are there?
The more the merrier. These guys are nothing. Hold the line.
Nothing. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Time to twirl!
Let's make it quick.
Time to twirl! Now.
I told you, Japard, the barrier hasn't been fixed yet. Don't try and be a hero.
This is only the first wave. They'll have reassembled soon. I have to!
Hey, Mr. Silvermane, listen to your sister.
Outsiders. Zila, the second wave hasn't started yet. Make the most of this opportunity and make a break for—
Huh? Serval, aren't you gonna look for the Stellaron with—
My brother can't hold them back by himself. He wasted a lot of energy on us. He's my responsibility now. But if I'm not here to help, I don't know what might happen in the next wave. I want to go with you. I do.
I always wanted to catch a glimpse of the Stellaron with my own eyes, and now it's so close. But I can't abandon my brother and the other guards. I'm a Landau. It's up to you now. I believe in you. You've given me new hope. Get hold of the Stellaron before... Hey, March. Don't forget to take a picture of the Stella...
Say no more! We're good at this!
Still, it all sounds like here's...
Fragmentum activity is intensifying. Something's happening on Eurilo 6. Shouldn't we go down there, Himiko?
Have faith in them. Besides, this is his first trailblazing expedition. How will he be able to look back fondly without a few twists and turns? Are you bored, Welt? I understand. But we have lots of opportunities ahead of us. Let's leave the memories of this expedition for them.
So you think they'll be safe, right?
Yes. We haven't seen any Eon or Emanator level imaginary reactions. This is a young person's adventure. We shouldn't interfere. At most, we could offer a little off-site assistance.
Is this the Fragmentum Gepard was talking about?
Compared to this, the corrosion we saw in Backwater Pass pales into insignificance.
Oh, yeah. It feels like there are loads of eyes staring at us.
Serval said that the Stellaron was very likely hidden in the snow plains north.
This place makes my flesh crawl.
We have no guide and no way of detecting the Stellaron. Well, just don't be disheartened. The stronger the Fragmentum contaminate,